What do you see yourself as? How do others see you? On the outside, I mean. Are you a random consumer who lives in a cave, comes out to mingle with others, consumes a bunch of things, and then goes back to your cave? Are you a digit, a number, in a vast array of numbers, going about a routine and every once in a while straying from the routine to separate yourself from the other digits by going out in nature? Are you nothing more than an ongoing experiment, a trial, a test, and a demonstration, all conveniently wrapped in a meat bag covered in cotton, nylon, and polyester? I know this all sounds cynical and sort of fatalistic, but I think we can all agree that we feel as though we are more than a number or digit or face in a crowd. We have hopes and dreams and desires, and we express ourselves through our bodies with laughter and love, music and dance and art and literature. We connect with each other deeply and have a past and a future. We can also agree that we have terrible tendencies to perform heinous acts, vile and perverse, harm each other and especially ourselves with words and actions and behaviors that hurt. So, who is judging us? Who is observing us and deciding who they want to interact with and for what reasons? Well, the who is the aliens. The reasons, we still don't know for sure. But I asked my guests what they think is going on. Let's see what they had to say. Hey, JD. Hey, have you ever wondered, like on the day that you saw those humanoid insects on that craft, maybe what they think of us?
Dang, man, that'll spur your horse.
I asked because I wonder if you've ever thought about it since then.
You mean like think about us as a whole, not just what they thought I was doing out there with my rifle?
Yeah, like, do you think that because they're so advanced, they think we're cavemen to them, or what?
Well, now, it's all about perspective, ain't it? You and me have talked about the movie Predator, and them predators are just looking for a good hunt, something worthy. But in all the stories I've heard or seen in shows, that doesn't seem to be the case in real life. They're either abducting folks and setting them back down, or showing themselves and preaching messages to the people to go out and tell others about being peaceful and taking care of the earth and such.
Okay, so what does that tell you about what they think of us?
I guess they think they can just take us up against our will, and then some of them are giving sermons from a silver tent. Oh, and some of them are mutilating steer and heifers and carving them up and leaving them dry.
Yeah, the mutilations too. That's very odd to me.
But should it be, Mr. Dan? I mean, hunters don't always take the whole body home. You can skin 'em and dress 'em on site and take back the meat.
Oh my God, I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, I mean, what that means to me is that it ain't a trophy hunt. They ain't looking for the biggest horns or the most points of antlers. They're looking to eat something fresh. Field dressing is common if you plan on eating it right away or packing it on ice.
Whoa, JD, you've got my wheels spinning, man. I wasn't prepared to talk about mutilations. I wanted to know what the aliens thought of us, not cows.
Well, shoot, man. Didn't mean to shuck your corn, but that's just what I was thinking. Still, though, if they're either gonna preach or take us up to poke us, then I'd just as soon not want to run into 'em. I got my pastor for preaching the message, and my wife for poking around in my business. I don't need no aliens for that.
Hello, Don David. I've been thinking about this lately, and I want to know what your thoughts are. What do aliens see us as?
What do aliens see us as? Ha! What do aliens see us as? Anywhere from nothing to a nuisance is what I think. Have you ever walked down a busy street, one with lots of other people moving about?
Sure.
And do you notice the ants on the sidewalk?
Huh. No, I don't even look.
Aye. And have you ever had a picnic in a field and after a while noticed a line of ants making their way to your crisps or biscuits. It's annoying, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
And now, imagine you're one of the ants. Can you comprehend all the giants walking on the concrete miles above you? Or do you go about thinking it's part of your natural environment because that's always the way it's been in your world? Aye, and if you are an ant, do you think there's anything you can do about the giants walking above you? Wait, I've got something better. Say you're a starving ant that gets the look of his life and finds a bit of biscuit in an otherwise biscuitless world. It's the biggest haul you've ever seen. Could feed you and your mates for weeks and weeks, and you just stumbled into it. Would you think it was divine intervention? That God or the angels were looking out for you? That this feast from out of nowhere arrived in front of you when you really needed it?
Wow. Wow. Suddenly you're making me think that there's a weird connection with the divine and aliens.
Aye, every magic trick has an explanation, but not every explanation is magic.
Hey, Joey. Hey, when we think about aliens, we think of them being super advanced and having either superior minds or at least superior technology. What do you think they see us as?
Hey, oh, what a funny question. That's a good one. I like it. And I'll tell you something. You ever been to a zoo? We got a pretty big one over here in the Bronx.
Yeah, I've been to some zoos.
Good. Now let me ask you something. Besides man, people, what is the next smartest animal?
Probably one of the primates. Is it the gorillas?
Yeah, it's all the apes. The gorillas, the chimps, the orangutans. Just like in the Planet of the Apes movies. Okay, so follow me on this. Do you know how smart they are? Do you know how much they're actually just like us?
Oh, you mean like shared DNA? Like how similar we are in terms of biology?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is something they told us at the zoo. Check this out. The chimps, the ones you think of when you think of the monkeys, the ones with no tails, they got almost 99% of the same DNA as humans. Think about it.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's right. I think you're right. It's like just below 99%. That's insane.
Yeah, that is insane. But you know what's crazier? What's more insane is that we lock them up in cages and do experiments on them. Think about that. Yeah, if they're lucky, they end up in a zoo for everybody to stare at. You think they don't know what's going on just 'cause they can't talk like us? Yeah, so if that's all it takes, 1% to be us. What percent does it take to be an alien with all the things they do and know about, huh? What if they're only 1 or 2 or 3 more% above us?
Wow, that's something to think about for sure. Oh, wow. So then back to my original question. What do the aliens see us as?
What do they see us as? When a zookeeper sees a monkey playing with fire and then figures out how to make it go boom, you pay attention.
Well, what do you think the aliens see us as? Are we ants to them? Or perhaps we may actually be seen as a kind of intelligent ape who has the potential to do more good than harm? Do they view us as a collective or as individuals? Do they intervene in some cosmic or divine way, which is simply their experimental method and procedure, which we happen to perceive as cosmic or divine, and shift the outcome of certain personal or wide scale world events? Personally, as you can tell by now, I don't have any certain conclusions, and I think there's so much to be discussed about the matter. So many questions. What are your thoughts on the aliens and the way they look at us? Tell us what you think or share a story in the comments. And if you've made it this far, consider flicking a thumbs up and share this channel with people you know who would get a kick out of it, yeah? Once again, I am Dan with a K. It is my honor and my pleasure to be here with you. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, stay frosty, and everything will be okay.